Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we'd be remiss if we didn't pay tribute to one of the greatest NBA players of all time in Kobe Bryant. May he rest in peace. This is Lost in the Midcard. Welcome to basically our review show of a lot of stuff that happened this weekend. NWA Hard Times on Friday, and amazing Worlds Collide on Saturday, and of course the Royal Rumble. Lots to talk about that event from this past Sunday as well. Daryl was in town, in H-Town, for the action on Sunday. Even got to meet a few people. We'll get his thoughts on that and much more. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. You can also subscribe on the YouTube as well if you prefer to listen through that. Links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard. Also on our Twitter page at LITMC Podcast, where we also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at RawFShowtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
Better than Andrade.
Yeah. But he gets a 30-day vacation and still keeps the belt. Well, keeps the belt for now.
That was probably a really dumb call on their part.
I wonder.
Now the top singles title on Raw is either the Women's Championship or the 24/7 title.
Mojo Rawley holds the top singles championship on Raw.
And they didn't think that through.
No, and as always, they might play that stripped card or something. I don't know. They should hold
a fucking tournament.
They could say, oh, Andrade's injury is going to keep him out for 60 days or something, and we're gonna play that card where we'll strip the title since he can't defend it. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I haven't even heard an update on what they're gonna do with it, to be honest. All I saw today was the WWE official statement. So, as always, are the co-host. He is on the Twitter at NoOneLikeD, Mr. Daryl Bullock. Daryl, how you doing?
I'm fucking tired. It was a long weekend.
I bet. When did you get back? Like late Monday or?
Yesterday morning. No, I got back yesterday morning. My flight was at 7:05. The Rumble ended at what time? Like 11 or so, and I didn't sleep until it's time to get on my flight.
A little after 10 Central's when the Rumble ended. Yeah. Plus, you're going back home. You're going to lose an hour, so.
Pretty much. I'm okay though.
I guess let's lead off with your in-person thoughts of the show you attended. You only went to one show, right?
Yeah, I only went to one show. To be a jabroni and wait the last minute to go for World Collide, but Houston is awesome. I will say that. Now, JB, I will say different. WWE totally different in a ballpark. I don't know how the Diamondback ballpark is, but the Astros ballpark is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome how they had the setup and everything. But yeah, as folks seen on Twitter, I'm the newest member of the Undisputed Era. And just had a ball, man. I will say this as a wrestling fan, just hanging out with those guys, they're real people. I got to see Roddy Strong drunk, but then also I got to actually sit there and talk to Adam Cole about different things, and it doesn't, not even talking about wrestling, just talking about life and regular things. So they were actually appreciative that I came at them correctly, and no disrespect to anybody who likes to just steal picks and stalk wrestlers, but my advice is don't do it. They're regular people people just like you. Like if Matt caught you at his hotel while he's trying to check in, he probably punch you in the face. JB catch you at his hotel or
Wow.
at the airport while you're trying to get off a flight, he probably cuss you out. I know. I'm just gonna stare at you when I say a goddamn thing. But the reason why I said that is simply because if you want to meet a wrestler, don't act stupid. Like they're real people too, and I had a ball just talking to the air. Like they're like very cool guys, man.
So how'd you approach them? Just say, hey, can I buy you a drink or whatnot, or?
Well, yeah, that's what I did. Like I was at the bar, I noticed they were over there, and I walked up to Adam. I said, "Hey, don't mean to disturb you. Just wondering if you guys needed a drink or a refill or something." And Roddy and Kyle asked for 2 Blue Moons. I brought them their drinks, and pretty much they were like, "Hey, that's we appreciate you guys for doing that." I'm like, "Let's get a pic," and I'm like, "Nah, I didn't do it for that." And they were like, "No, we insist. This is the least we can do." So I took the picture, and yeah, and I just sat there with him the whole time and just talked to him. Like Adam Cole's mom was just sitting there talking to me like I was one of the guys. So
Nice.
one of my cooler experiences. I actually got to sit there and drink with them. I got to drink with Braun and Rhea Ripley, Angelo Dawkins talk football with me. I got to take a shot with Walter. It's pretty cool, man.
Man, I bet Walter could drink a lot of you under the table there, huh?
No, I
No?
can't think of that. Fabian Eichner. Fabian Eichner's the drinker.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that from the Italian out of the group, but
Yeah, he kept the cup in his hand the whole time. But I mean, it was pretty awesome. Like, and the thing about it was, well, and that, like I said, they're regular people, so they're just walking through the hotel doing nothing, and like they're looking at you saying, "What's up?" And it's like, so it's an unreal experience. You see these guys every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, and guys and girls for that respect, and you just kicking it with them, just having a beer or having a drink with them, and not even talking wrestling, just talking about life. I'm talking to Roddy about kids.
yeah.
I would never think I'd be talking to Roddy Strong about kids. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
And like, the Rumble was awesome. Like, yeah, you'll hear when we go through review, you'll hear my feedback. But nice little setup, man. The Astro Stadium is nice. Minute Maid Park is a good one.
Yeah, there were like where we were sitting, like the structures kind of blocked a little bit of it, and we were a little far back. So, but I mean, overall, it wasn't too bad of an experience.
Well, they didn't have any obstructive views this time, so
yeah, they didn't have any pillars. They didn't have any pillars like coming out from the ring.
They did. What they did, as far as floor seats were concerned, you couldn't really. There was no obstructive view floor seats wise. As far as those folks that were sitting in the Rises 100 section, they may have had that, but with that being said, they had screens everywhere, so it's not like you couldn't see what was going on.
Anything else you want to add about your in-person experience at Houston?
I'm just glad Joe Koff wasn't there.
Because why?
Because fuck Joe Koff.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, Joe Koff, man. Yep, people keep re-signing with him, so.
Hey, I'm just gonna put it to you like this: every episode of Lost in the Midcard until I actually speak to him, I'm just gonna say fuck Joe Koff. And if I don't say it, I need you guys to remind me.
When are you actually gonna speak to him, though?
I might go to that free show, dude.
Oh yeah. Matt, you going to that free show too?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm going, more than likely he's going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might get kicked out of the building, but it's good for TV.
Hey, I mean, it's not like you paid for the ticket, so if you get kicked out of the building,
Fuck free.
No sweat off your ass. AEW Dynamite this week, part 2. This was taped on the cruise. I think they must have accidentally put live on the first part of the show. Unless that tag match was actually live, I think that was all taped, wasn't it, Matt?
They had the live tag up there on the whole show.
Yeah, was it actually live?
No, it wasn't live. I didn't have a problem with it though. I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
WWE's done that before.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we know better, Vince.
There's been plenty of times when they've been in the UK where the freaking thing says they're live when they're not.
Yeah. How cool was it to watch some matches from the ship there? That's pretty cool.
I thought it was a great show.
Yeah, it's good scenery. Pretty cool setup they have there. Part two, the second wave of the Chris Jericho Rock and Wrestling Rager at Sea, sailing off to the Bahamas. The announced team of Jim Ross, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur welcome us to the show, and the wind was so high on the ship there it blew off JR's hat. So JR said it may be the first time in his illustrious career that he's ever broadcasted without his cowboy hat on. First up is the AEW Tag Team Championship match. SCU taking on Kenny Omega, Hangman Page. An amazing tag match for sure, with Omega and Hangman getting the win, and Hangman doing a little crowd surfing while drinking a beer. That was very interesting. The Elite come to congratulate Kenny. Hangman's off doing his own thing. So while they didn't lose and we're going to get the turn of Hangman Page, I think basically once they lose the titles, that's coming, don't you think?
They're going to lose them to the Young Bucks, the Revolution.
Yeah.
Yep.
Turn happens there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still acting a little weird. And you notice, like, all the interviews, they don't let Hangman talk. Like, somebody always interrupts or it seems like the interviewer just doesn't care. So, yeah, that Hangman turn is being so foreshadowed right now. But an amazing match there to kick things off on Dynamite. Priscilla Kelly, I don't know if she's signed yet, but she was on the cruise with her husband Darby Allin. She took on Britt Baker in a short match. Then Baker was interviewed by Tony Schiavone, who basically just berated Tony, and poor Tony. So basically the heel turn has been cemented there for Britt Baker. JR just basically cut off the interview saying we're tired of listening to her.
Poor Tony.
Was Moose fighting the Taurus for that AAA title, or was that non-title?
I don't know. You're paying more attention than I am.
I don't know. I just saw that he won. And here comes a gore from Rhino. Inner Circle took on the Jurassic Express. Probably the one of the coolest moments on this episode was the fact of the crowd in attendance on the boat singing Judas by Fozzy. That was pretty badass. They were able to isolate Marco's stunt, and Jericho hits the Judas effect on him to get the W. If you have not seen Dynamite, and check their Twitter page, AEW or AEWrestling.com. I believe they shared the clip of the crowd singing along to Judas. That was pretty badass. MJF took on Joey Janela, and then got thrown in the pool by the Young Bucks. Of course, Cody can't touch MJF, but the Bucks can, and so they landed a super kick through him in the pool. I liked how they I think it was it was on Being the Elite. They kind of showed an extended version, like some of the fans were reaching out their hand to help them out, and then they'd pull it back. That was pretty damn funny because MJF's a dick. So when you get to be a dick to MJF when he's struggling, then that's definitely a highlight of your life, probably. Tomorrow night, Dynamite's in Cleveland. Darby Allin and Private Party, that's quite the team. They're going to take on Santana, Ortiz, and Jericho. Lots of six-man matches. I wonder when that six-man belt's coming. They need to get that secondary title out first, though.
I hear it's next cruise.
Next cruise for the second
for the six-man titles. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So secondary title probably in between that.
I sure as fuck hope so, because I'd rather have a secondary singles title before I'm even worried about a fucking six-man tag title.
Yeah.
Because look, can you name one Fed that's ever done a six-man tag title right, and it's actually meant a damn?
Lucha Underground, but they're not in existence anymore.
New Japan, maybe.
I don't know, man. I think those titles are treated just as crappily in New Japan as they are in Ring of Honor. Just as I've seen them in any other company that's attempted it.
I think Lucha Underground did it the best.
I didn't watch Lucha Underground, so I can't comment. But I feel AEW severely needs a second singles title for the men to fight over, because their roster's getting bigger and they got a second show coming. It's just
they need one.
You gotta have one.
And you wonder maybe with the addition of the second shows when that announcement comes out, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
They listen to the show sometimes. They listen to us sometimes, so maybe they're listening now, and give us that television title or whatever you want to call it. Also, Bucks take on Butcher and the Blade, and Kip Sabian takes on Cody. Main event: Jon Moxley against the Bastard Pac for the Boston for the number one contenders match for the AEW World Title. No surprise that Moxley got the win there, but a very good main event nonetheless. So there you go. Revolution, Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho. I smell a title change. Right, gents?
Si, senor.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Moxley's not walking out of there with the title. I think Jericho's had his run, and it's been great. And I mean, I'm sure there's still plenty Jericho will be doing with AEW after that. But I think his
absolutely.
I think his title run is done.
Yeah,
at Revolution. I think they're gonna let Moxley run with that for a while.
Fozzy goes on tour in the spring because I'm going to a show.
I'm going too.
Sweet. Yeah, mine's
nice.
Mine's
hold up. You're going, JB?
Yeah, they're going to be in Lincoln. They're going to be in town here.
Matt, you're going too?
Yeah, Baltimore, April 30th.
Yeah, he's not going to the same show I am.
Guess what?
Mine's May 9th.
I'm not going.
Oh, come on. You got to see Fozzy, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the shelf.
Yeah, I knew you were on the shelf. That's why I didn't ask if you wanted to go.
Yeah, so Matt's on April 30th,
and
I'm
like March on. Daryl's like MIA when it comes to doing anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to get you over here and for a takeover or something. I don't know.
Well, like I said, I'm coming over for AEW.
While we're on it right now, it will be in March. The surgery will be in March. So AEW and Takeover is AEW more because Takeover is on a Sunday.
Yeah.
AEW is a lock for here. Shake Shack or Chicken Friends or whatever.
Oh, it's Chicken Friends, homie. Friends of Chicken.
Chicken Shack.
Chicken Shack. Get a little from both.
Yeah.
God, don't tempt me.
A Chicken Shack buffet.
I want their burgers in one hand, a piece of fried chicken in the other.
My
God.
I think you almost should call it Shake Friends.
Shaking Friends. There.
Shaking Friends. Shaking Friends. Yeah. NXT this week. Semifinals of the Dusty Classic. How about
garbage?
Well, come on. You can't have the Era always winning
garbage.
You're not a fan of the Grizzled Young Veterans, I take it, but
they suck.
They don't suck.
They suck.
You suck. You suck.
And I really hope the rumors that Matt Riddle has backstage heat are not true, because that means those fucking idiots are gonna win the Dusty Cup on Wednesday, and then I'm just gonna want to not even watch Takeover. You don't want to see those idiots against the Era again, as we just saw it last week.
I think even if he does have heat,
it's gonna be the Broserweights against the Era.
Yeah, but Riddle probably has heat with the main roster backstage, but maybe not NXT backstage.
No, he doesn't. I don't think he does. Based on what I've seen, he doesn't.
I got some article on that from PW Insider. We'll get to at the end of the show on headlines. So James Drake, Zach Gibson advanced to the finals. Io Shirai took on Toni Storm. But Bianca Belair interrupted that.
Yeah, I loved the match until the finish.
Io Shirai apparently out a couple months as well. She got hurt.
Oh, a couple months?
Yeah, I heard a couple months.
Sheesh.
Oh, shit. That sucks. She's been one of the best parts of that women's division lately.
I know. And she's getting the biggest pops too.
That's a bummer, man.
Finn Balor took on Joaquin Wilde. Quick little match there. Shayna Baszler against Shotzi Blackheart. Kind of a grudge match for Shotzi, eliminating her from the number one contenders battle royale. Shayna gets the win there. They have a vignette with Tegan Nox as she is set to face Dakota Kai on tonight's edition of NXT. And the main event was Imperium versus Pete Dunne, Matt Riddle. Dunne and Riddle get the win there, advance to the finals. Almost everybody is. That was the co-main event. Everybody's still expecting Dunne and Riddle to win the Dusty Classic. It's weird how thrown together teams have won that, like half of those Dusty Cups.
Yeah, Finn and Joe.
That was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main event, Roderick Strong taking on Keith Lee for the North American Championship, and it was a hell of a year for Keith Lee. Won the Marquee for Breakthrough NXT Wrestler of the Year, and that breakthrough year leads to gold as Keith Lee is your new North American Champion.
Bask in his glory.
And of course, you have to make everything, to Seven Nation Army. So then you gotta, sing it like that too. And then at the end, Imperium shows up, and we have a big 8-man brawl that led us to Worlds Collide.
Wolf get knocked the fuck out.
Oh my God, yeah. We'll get to Worlds Collide in just. We'll get to Worlds Collide in just a second, but first, NWA Hard Times. Matt, what did you think of the pay-per-view on Friday?
Nothing to write home about, to be perfectly honest.
No, I mean, no, it was good.
Really,
it was like
compared to their last quote unquote pay-per-view special event, whatever you want to call it. I thought the last one was a lot better than this one.
Yeah.
I really left this show going like, you couldn't have just aired this on YouTube.
Yeah, this is like
it was just there for me.
Yeah, it was a very good edition of Power as opposed to a pay-per-view.
An extended edition of Power.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Opening match, question mark against Trevor Murdoch, and Matt's pick to win it all got beat right away in the pay-per-view. Whoops. By the way, Chris Van Vliet did 6 interviews. He was down there for Hard Times as well as the first night of tapings. He did 6 interviews for the NWA. First one came out today with Nick Aldis, and there is one coming with.
Wait, not to watch that.
Oh, it's good. It was a good interview. I liked it. It learned a lot about the beginnings of Corgan in the NWA, because Aldis was involved with a lot of the beginnings before we got what we have now. It was a real good interview.
I just don't want to hear Magnus flap his gums for 45 minutes or however long the damn interview is.
Yeah, you're just not a fan. But question mark.
Fuck Joe Call, fuck Magnus. They're both working together. Fuck them both.
The question mark is going to be one of Van Vliet's.
Right, Daryl?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yes.
Fuck them all.
The question mark will be one of Van Vliet's interviews. That I cannot wait for that one.
Can't wait to hear all about karate.
And it's so funny. If you don't know who the question mark is, go to IMDb and it'll spoil it for you.
Son of a bitch.
And it was who we thought it was.
Son of a bitch.
Old Josephus.
Son of a bitch.
Next up, Dan Maff took on Ziggy Dice, and Jesus, Dan Maff is a massive dude. He's like Taz times. He's like Taz, how Taz was kind of compact.
Like Taz if Taz ate Taz.
Yeah. Woof. Dan Maff gets the win there. And then Matt Cross, who, if you watch Lucha Underground, you know him as Son of Havoc. He took on Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks getting the win there. Tim Storm got a bye because Ken Anderson was not medically cleared to wrestle, they say. So Tim.
I don't believe them.
Tim Storm cut a promo how it's not the way he wanted to advance, but there we go. The next pay-per-view, not every month that we're going to have a pay-per-view, so that's good for the wallet. The Crockett Cup coming back in April, and that's going to be the next pay-per-view for NWA. Probably going to be Aldis and Scroll for the world title. You might see Villain Enterprises in the Crockett Cup tournament as well. So
I think they realized they didn't have enough good creative going in from their last pay-per-view to this one, and it showed on the show itself, and that's why there's a big space between pay-per-views now.
Yeah. And I was glad it wasn't every month, to be honest, though.
Oh, dude, you're milking the diehards if you were gonna attempt to do shit monthly.
Yeah. The only thing that would do is bump up my fight credits more, so I'd get a free one eventually. Allison Kay against Thunder Rosa. We both predicted Rosa to get the title, and she sure did. A decent match there. I thought it was a pretty good battle, actually.
I think it was my favorite thing on the show.
Yeah, and you're not.
I think there was a couple mess ups on there, but I mean, overall, I thought it was the best thing on the show.
And you're not a fan of Allison Kay by any means.
No, not even a little bit.
And we got our wish with Eli Drake and James Storm winning the tag titles. I thought that was good. I thought their promo was great.
Beer dummies.
Dummies. Yeah. What was one name Eli suggested was Drinking Buddies. I like that one.
I like beer dummies. Yeah, better.
Beer dummy. Yeah. But I almost pulled the trigger on that signed Eli Drake poster from Into the Fire.
How much were they charging for it?
Well, there were like 15 bids. It never went up from like when I looked at it 2 days ago or 2 days before the auction ended. It ended up going for about $102, I think.
It's way too much for an Eli Drake autograph.
Yeah. I'm
sorry, dummy.
I didn't pull the trigger. So Allison
Dummy,
Kay.
let me job for you.
Allison Kay's only went for like 50 or 55. So.
Wow.
Hey, look, it's
She sucks.
it's Mrs. Douche Matthews.
Fortunately.
Maff and Murdoch was a semifinal match. Those guys, that was a fun one to watch. Those two old hosses beating the shit out of each other. Probably the most interesting match of the tournament, Ricky Starks and Tim Storm. This was one I could have seen either one go, and Starks was able to come out on top, and Tim Storm's kind of decline is kind of continuing. Do you think Tim Storm? Do you think that losing, there's the typical storytelling, losing streak may lead to a heel turn? What do you think, Matt?
I don't know. I'm curious how 1 inch is doing over there right now.
Well, yep, there's Kiera Hogan onto my TV.
Hey, it hasn't popped on my TV yet. You'll know.
We'll know that 1 inch will go to 1.1 inches.
Wow.
Have mercy.
Wow. Oh my. He did not just go there.
Why the hell was Scott Steiner in a national title match? I don't know.
Why the hell was Scott Steiner in a multi-year lawsuit with Impact and he's coming back and doing the damn TNA show in 2 months?
Yeah. Oh, is this the weird. Oh, this is the qualifier that we spoiled last week.
Oops.
Yeah, it's Impact, so we don't give a fuck.
No fucks given.
Thankfully, thanks to Question Mark causing the DQ, and Aaron Stevens escapes with his national title.
Did not appreciate Stevens not saving the Question Mark.
I know he
leaving him there to die.
He ran for the hills as the Question Mark sat in the Steiner recliner. And were you surprised that now, since they put, because of course Marty Scurll came out, interviewed with Dave Marquez earlier in the show, and says, well, if you're the world's champion, why don't you put it on the line against Flip? And Aldis made Marty leave the building, and he would do so. Were you surprised that this didn't go on last now that it was made for the world title, Matt?
It should have been last.
Yeah. Good stuff from those two guys. Great match. Probably the best match of the night. And
I'd agree with you if Magnus wasn't in it.
I'm not going to take away from Starks and Murdoch, because Murdoch's been working pretty well with NWA. Starks is a star in the making, and obviously they pulled the trigger on Starks, and and it was the right move. But yeah,
they already unpulled it.
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking believe that I read that. I'm like, you guys fucking on crack.
Yeah,
you keep the fucking world title on
Good God Almighty.
dumbass Magnus for like 3 fucking years, and you freaking take the title off Starks in like a day.
Yeah. Well, I think here's the reasoning for this, Matt. Remember Starks disguised himself as Daryl needs a cold shower. Remember on the last edition of Power, Starks disguised himself as one of the
my lord.
Starks disguised himself as one of the karate dojo members. I think Starks is actually going after the national title here soon, which made it weird that they put the TV title on him at the pay-per-view. But I think he's going for the national title, and I think that's why they did that such a quick poll. Weird booking, yes, but I think that's why they did it, Matt.
I guess still weird.
Yeah. Good show, but not a must see. Like nothing majorly must see about it. Just a very good, solid night of wrestling. Which, hey, $15 it's worth it to me, Matt. And
Dollar.
Daryl, I don't know if Daryl's still with us, but
I'm here.
Barely.
Yep. Oh, look, she's bending over, Daryl. There's something to look forward to in about 30 seconds or a minute or however far behind you
I
are.
just started a yes chant in my basement.
I don't want to know what you're starting it with.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I assume his mouth. How else could you start a yes chant?
Well, use your imagination. Worlds Collide. Holy shit, was this was a damn good show, wasn't it, boys?
It was let's call it what it was.
She's bending over.
It was an NXT takeover without very many storylines.
Yeah.
I mean, like it was great.
I think
it's a great show. I mean, like that's what it was. It was an NXT takeover and anything but the name.
Yeah, I hope they make it a Rumble tradition, Rumble weekend tradition, having this. It's a damn good show. Started off Finn Balor and Ilya Dragunov. That was a damn good match. I thought it would be the one that'd steal the show, but that was later on. But still, a very, very good match between Balor and Dragunov. Of course, no surprise Balor getting the win because he's got Gargano to look forward to here in a couple of weeks.
Oh, there was no question to me what match was going to steal the show.
Yeah.
Like I knew going in. I gotta think we're all thinking of the same match, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tag match.
Yeah. DIY and Mustache Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was easily the best thing on the show.
That was creative, fun, pure wrestling. Had all the above.
Yeah, they had a little fun in the beginning, and then once the switch flipped, it flipped. Kathy Kelly interviewing the grizzled young veterans, and then they went to the Broserweights. That was pretty fun. All the stoner jokes that Pete Dunne had said for old Matt Riddle. Pete saying he'll be blunt. Oh boy.
Hey.
Man. The Fatal 4-Way match for the Cruiserweight title was pretty damn good too, and
I was so happy.
And who got that pick right, boys?
Fuck both of y'all.
I
was so damn happy to see Captain No Pants lose his fucking title.
I got a lot of picks right this weekend, boys. And
hey, guess who got Roman Reigns right, bitches?
That's the only one that matters to Matt after the arguments we had last week.
That mattered to me. All hail King Roman. Fuck off, Corbin, you little bitch.
Hey, I got both Rumbles right with my no Ronda disclaimer on that, so.
Still should have been Ripley.
But Jordan Devlin, my pick to win the Cruiserweight Championship, and he did. That's good. We're going to see him on Wednesdays a little more often. Hell of a talent if you've not seen him. Going back to that first takeover in Blackpool when his surprise opponent was Finn Balor, which was a hell of a match. This was a great match, though. with Swerve and Angel and Travis Banks. Travis Banks looked pretty damn good here, didn't he, boys? He had a nice little run. Well, yeah, we still don't have Daryl back.
Sorry, I'm a little occupied. I'm still here though.
Daryl's fucking killing me right now. I can't even lie.
Yeah,
Sarah Hogan's on TV, man.
Daryl's about to get disappointed though.
I don't care. I'm never disappointed when she's on TV.
Damn, she's getting wrenched back. That's pretty cool.
Buns.
She's getting wrenched. Kara's getting wrenched back, and Madison's holding her arm, keeping her from tapping out. Match of the night. Next up, DIY Mustache Mountain. Not much else to say about that. 23 minutes of pure kick-ass wrestling from those guys. DIY getting the win. Hugs all around after the match as well. WWE's Twitter account said it best. DIY wins, but didn't we all? Then we got a commercial for NXT TakeOver Portland. That is Sunday, February 16th. God, amazingly, it's going to be February this weekend, guys. Holy cow.
Shit going by fast, man.
About the only disappointing match on Worlds Collide was Rhea Ripley, Toni Storm. Not much drama to this match. It was just there was no near falls, it just didn't have much drama to it. You guys feeling the same way? A little disappointed on that one?
Not really.
Nah. That's all I got to say about that. And
that's all I got to say about that.
And a hell of a battle for the main event, Undisputed Era against Imperium. As Matt mentioned, Alexander Wolf got knocked silly by a kick from, I think it was from Bobby Fish.
He's still asleep.
I got an update on that later on. Imperium getting the win, which is huge. I mean, putting them over huge. These guys battled for 30 minutes and probably the second best match of the night. And
they were drinking at the bar an hour later.
Yeah, they were. Daryl's buying them all drinks.
Yeah, my account is fucked.
So we go from there to the Royal Rumble. Sheamus, Shorty G went a lot longer than I thought. They went 12 and a half minutes. I figured it was going to go like 1 minute. So I was kind of surprised at that. Andrade, Humberto Carrillo. Okay, so Humberto Carrillo gets pinned clean at the Royal Rumble, then gets a title match the next night at Raw. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it, guys?
Well, I hear it was only done because of
suspension.
Yeah.
Oh, so they could do the concrete spot?
Yep. To explain his television absence.
Very sweet intro video from Stone Cold Steve Austin to kick things off.
What?
I mean, the man won 3 Royal Rumbles, so.
What?
The man won 3 Royal Rumbles.
What?
By throwing him over the top rope.
What?
Getting the win.
What?
Going to WrestleMania.
What?
Drinking some beers.
What?
I just want to see how far it was going to go.
Yeah, I got tired. Reigns and Corbin. I'm sure Matt loved this match because Reigns won.
Damn right.
I wish they would have gone a little more around the stadium, maybe up into the concourses and shit.
I don't know. I thought
small.
I thought they fought pretty much all over the place. I thought they did a pretty good job utilizing the baseball.
They did.
Fighting on,
I liked the end.
Ended up with the dugout.
Yeah, the spear on the dugout. That was nice. I kind of I don't know. It's a small grape. I thought they'd go up. Of course, going up the stairs. That's a lot of stairs to go to. So that would probably have taken forever. So I maybe I see why they didn't do that. But
yeah, it's not as accessible as like a normal, arena.
Nah, it's not. They got to stay around the floor.
And too bad that porta potty was clean.
God damn it! I took a dump.
Should have.
Drop a dun in there. God, speaking of dun, fucking up Edge, fucker.
Dude, he should legitimately he should have been fired on Monday for the job he did on Sunday.
I love how Ziggler called him out, and then they released a Unseen footage.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, unseen because of Kevin Dunn's fucking worthless ass.
Yeah, hey, Dunn. Here's an idea. Show the crowd one
fucked
fucking
that up.
time, and then keep the fucking camera on the person what the crowd fucking cares about.
Like, I could see him cutting away from Edge when he's struggling to get his jacket off, but dude was almost in the ring, and he cuts to the crowd. What the fuck? And so we missed the first.
Edge, the fireworks and man. Listen, that shit.
Fightful said within that 90 seconds of Edge's entrance, there were 40 camera cuts.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
40. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
All right, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but yeah.
Kevin Dunn needs to be fired.
I thought it was really cool.
We've been saying that for years, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, we've been saying that for years. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville interviewed by Caleb Braxton. Sonya saying that she cares so much about Mandy that she would eliminate herself if it came down to her and Mandy, which told me, oh, she's throwing Mandy over the top rope. That didn't happen, but... Oh my God!
Mandy was looking good on Sunday.
Yeah, that outfit was nice.
So was Liv Morgan, though.
What? I don't know if it was the Rumble or Raw, but did you notice they kept doing the blurring thing? Like when they cut... You know how they do that blur with Mandy's entrance? I think it was on Raw last night. And then they cut away to an interview of them, like, I think it was from the night before, and they still had the damn blur on.
That was SmackDown Friday
night. SmackDown, thank you. Oh my God.
Yeah, they completely fucked that up. Another beautiful Kevin Dunn error.
That was so messed up.
Because the interview was supposed to be in that little block, like in the lower left-hand corner, and we ended up getting the interview in that block in the lower left-hand corner and on the main side of the screen.
Yeah.
Which ended up blurring the whole thing. They fucked it up so fucking bad. Like Dunn is worthless trash.
It was a
Kevin Dunn. You're one fuck up away from me saying fuck Dunn.
Shit, we've been saying that for 5 years.
JB been saying that for years. Maybe Joe Koff could hire Kevin Dunn.
It was that'd be a match made in heaven.
No.
I'd rather have Kevin Dunn fucking up a product I'm hardly watching than fucking up WWE.
I'd rather have Kevin Dunn work at Bojangles.
He'll fuck that up too.
Nobody better be fucking up my fried chicken.
God.
And I've never even had Bojangles, but I damn well know it has fried chicken.
Very cool of the WWE to pay tribute to Kobe Bryant after Sunday. Actually, Sundays it happened Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I really wish they didn't know because I was doing everything in my power to avoid as much of that as humanly possible on Sunday.
So was I.
And them hitting me with that again during the pay-per-view. I'm like, damn it, guys, you're my escape tonight. Stop it.
Yeah.
You know, just I've avoided so much social media in the last 72 hours because I feel like every time I look at my Twitter, there's either some sort of hashtag trending or someone still talking about them. And I'm just like, man, I can't.
I'm tired of it, dude.
Do it.
Yeah, Facebook.
Do it.
Facebook was just getting covered with everything. All the articles being shared. It's like, jeez.
I'm really glad the NBA delayed Lakers Clippers tonight. Like yeah. I don't know when it's actually going to happen now, but I know they postponed the game because there's no way I could have watched that game tonight.
Shaq talked.
Absolutely no way.
On social media. Shaq has. I happened to just go on Twitter just a few seconds ago, and Shaq has and I can't watch that. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to see
anything. I watched it.
I saw like a 52-second clip of it, and I retweeted it, and I'm like, I can't watch any more than that.
And it was overall, it was like 7 minutes, and yeah,
I'm done. I can't. So I'm just saying, can you imagine just like getting ready for the Rumble in Houston, and that shit comes across your phone, and like I literally usually I drink when Matt tell you I'll drink and get a little sauced up before I go into a wrestling show. I was fucked up. Like I started getting drunk early.
Yeah. Just
because I didn't want to deal with it. I just wanted the Rumble to hurry up and start.
Dude, I woke up Sunday morning. I was feeling good for a change. You know, I was just like, hey, it's a good day. It's Rumble day. You know, and I'm always hyped. You know, I'm like reading everybody's theories online and shit, and that's what I like to do on Rumble Day, you know, and get on there and talk to everybody about that shit with TMZ hit my timeline, and I'm like, at first I was just hoping they got hacked and it was fake,
Yeah, me too.
And then when I realized it was real, I was just like, I gotta get off of here. I'm done. I'm out. And it still doesn't feel real, man. It fucking sucks. Like I don't even know if I can enjoy the rest of the NBA season, to be perfectly honest with you.
I know what I'm doing, and Matt, you've been in my basement. I have a Kobe jersey. I'm actually going to frame it and put it down here, dude.
That's awesome.
I got to, man.
Yeah, I almost broke out my Kobe jersey Sunday, and I was just worried.
Oh, it was a couple
break down,
like the Rumble,
so.
like at Minute Maid Park. There was a Kobe chant, so I could appreciate that. I really wasn't feeling it because it's a sensitive moment, but I will say it was pretty cool.
That thing, did you see what the Raptors and the Spurs did?
Yeah, it was cool.
That choked me up bad.
The rest of the league kind of followed suit.
Was that the 24-second shot clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, on both sides. Yeah.
Nebraska and Michigan played tonight, and they did the same thing tonight too.
Philadelphia and Boathouse Row. Usually there is a the college kids right in Philly there with the rowing teams for the local colleges it's called Boathouse Row. They have houses right there. And usually, like, if the Eagles are playing in the playoffs, it's green. If the Sixers play, it's red and blue. You know, Flyers, orange, whatever.
Yeah.
Boathouse Row was purple. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Next up for the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble, we kick off with Alexa Bliss at number 1, Bianca Belair from NXT at number 2. Bianca Belair had a hell of a Royal Rumble. I think she tied or broke the most eliminations in the short history of the Royal Rumble. Mighty Molly Holly at number 3, followed by Nikki Cross at number 4, Lana at 5, Mercedes Martinez, one of the newer signings to NXT, came in at number 6, Liv Morgan at 7. Of course, Liv and Lana had eliminated each other pretty quickly. Mandy Rose at 8 with the outfit of the year.
Oh, dude, she looked great.
Candice LeRae from NXT at 9 in her second Royal Rumble match. And at number 10 is Sonya Deville. So Fire and Desire getting to work together in the Royal Rumble. Kairi Sane came in at number 11. Mia Yim at 12 from NXT. So a lot of NXT in here, obviously with the lack of depth of the women's side of things. Dana Brooke in at number 13. Tamina returning at number 14.
Thanks for coming.
Dakota Kai. Yeah, she was there a whole hot minute. Dakota Kai came in at 15. Chelsea Green at 16. That was a waste because she basically lasted like 2 minutes. I don't know why. There's a lot of wastes in the Rumble on both sides this year. But and then how about the Otis save of Mandy? How great was that?
That was hot.
Otis is that dude.
He couldn't have saved them both though.
That takes a lot though. You're already holding one, and the other one comes flying down on top of you.
I could have done that shit.
Oh, could you? Huh?
Look.
I'm blind.
I think Otis could have too if they wouldn't have gimmicked him to make him fall.
Yeah.
That dude, pretty damn strong.
Bianca Belair had just eliminated her 8th person before at number 17, Charlotte Flair. Number 18, Naomi, getting a big pop as she returned from injury.
Praise Jesus.
Beth Phoenix at number 19. Props to Beth Phoenix for working with a lacerated head. God, she was bleeding.
She didn't want to miss that Santina spot.
Oh, God. Number 20, Toni Storm, one of Matt's favorites. Kelly at number 21.
Hola!
Sarah Logan at 22. Natalya at 23, who was the Iron Woman from last year. Xia Li from NXT at number 24 in her second Rumble in a row. Zelina Vega at 25. Shotzi Blackheart at 26. Carmella at 27. Tegan Nox at 28. Why didn't they have Nox and Dakota Kai in the ring?
Completely wasted
that would have
opportunity.
been smart, but pretty much.
When she came out, I'm like, why the fuck wasn't she out there when Kai was in the ring?
Yeah, have them eliminate each other. Like, they both go over the top rope and continue to fight and have to be pulled apart. And
yeah, that's what they should have done.
And for some reason, Santino Marella at 29.
I loved it.
Oh my God! What?
Dude, it was funny as shit, man.
What culture joked that Santino was going to be in the women's Royal Rumble? Like,
I'm pretty sure I called it here on the podcast last week.
I think we were.
He did. He did.
Yeah, but we were like, yeah, right. That ain't gonna happen. Shayna Baszler in at number 30. Final four of the match were Natalya, Beth Phoenix, Shayna Baszler, Charlotte Flair. Came down to Charlotte and Shayna, with Charlotte Flair winning. Reports are Charlotte Flair is going to challenge Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship at WrestleMania.
NXT Championship. Ooh. Get the women out.
Yeah. That was what I was gonna say. That I think this is a good idea because I think she's gonna challenge Rhea Ripley. Then PW Insider came out.
It's the only match of the three that I'd actually give a shit about.
And then PW Insider, literally an hour later, came out with the fucking news. I'm like, well, that stole my thunder. Thanks.
Well, it's funny because I told my roommate yesterday. I was like, the only match I'd be interested in Charlotte taking, and I know they won't do it, is her against Rhea Ripley for the NXT title.
Yeah.
And 24 hours later, now it looks like they're going to go in that direction, and I'll be like, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah. Yeah, and, it's, I think with Shayna Baszler, you just have her show up on Raw at any time. Becky's going to be talking about how nobody's, she's beating everybody, and then all of a sudden, here comes.
Did you watch Ronda's live reaction to
Not yet.
Rumble?
I heard about it.
Hilarious.
I heard
you
about.
You can tell how much she loves this shit.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's like 3 minutes long, but it's entertaining as hell. And to watch your reactions and stuff, it's fantastic. Look, I know there's a lot of people that don't like Ronda, but personally, I can't wait for her to come back.
So,
if you don't like Ronda, fuck you.
Some stats.
Huh?
And if you don't like Ronda, fuck you. The girl's good.
Some stat. I loved how she posted that meme. Did you really think I was coming back tonight?
We did, Ronda. We did.
That's why I had if Ronda's in the Rumble and if Ronda's not in the Rumble picks. Iron Woman of the match was Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair.
33 minutes and 20 seconds. 8 eliminations for both Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler eliminated 8 women in 4.5 minutes. Yeah.
Even without winning, that's a push.
When Shayna entered, she's like, fuck all these jobbers. We're cutting this down quickly. And that's the record, I think. I think 8's the record for women.
I would certainly think so.
And how fucking dumb is it when they were doing the Rumble by the numbers? How fucking dumb was it to include the goddamn greatest Royal Rumble in that all?
Because it's still technically the Royal Rumble.
It's not in January. It's not the.
Here's the problem. If they didn't include it, people would be like, "Why didn't you include the Royal Rumble?" Like,
well, those people didn't go.
It was honestly a lose-lose situation.
So Chelsea Green had the least amount of time with 12 seconds.
Oh, okay.
What a waste. Charlotte Flair was second in total time with 27 minutes. Alexa Bliss 26. Beth Phoenix 23. So I want to think.
I knew when she was coming out, somebody else was coming out too with her men's Royal Rumble.
You think you know him?
You think you know?
I think I know him.
Well, I thought Beth was a given just because she's there, but it's kind of funny how I think didn't she toss out Bianca?
No,
Charlotte
did. I thought, yeah.
Yeah, it was Charlotte.
Who from NXT did she toss out?
I don't know.
I'm looking right now.
You didn't get that much information out of me.
Oh no, she didn't. She only tossed out. She only tossed out Natalya.
Wow.
Yeah, turnabout's fair play.
Yeah, that's true.
Natty tossed her.
Yeah, that's what Randy said on Monday, too. Turnabout's fire play.
I hear. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So after that, back-to-back women's matches. Probably the biggest, the lamest match of the night was Bayley and Lacey Evans. That had
Trash.
no drama, no nothing to it.
Brutally boring.
Brutally botching.
But not brutally boring. The strap match for the Universal Championship. Probably the best match under the Fiend. And look at that. No fucking red light.
Thank God. I was so happy to not see the red light.
Because otherwise, Daryl probably wouldn't have been able to see the match.
Hey,
Oh no, I would have left.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Yeah, I would probably go and grab me like a hot dog or something.
That was probably the best. That was probably the best match out of the Fiend. No surprise it came with Daniel Bryan, but
I think it was the best match on the show.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Roman and Corbin.
I think Roman and Corbin was good. I think if Bryan and the Fiend were better.
I think men's Rumble is probably the best match of the show, but
I don't count the Rumble as an actual match.
Yeah,
I meant like actual, a match that could end in a pinfall and submission type deal.
Well, that would easily be Bryan and Wyatt. Yeah, Asuka and Becky was not a bad match though.
I enjoyed it.
I liked how Becky kicked the mist out of her. That was a pretty cool ending. So Becky Lynch paid that debt off, and it's time for
now she's acted like Conor McGregor.
Yeah. Booker T comes out. He's from the Houston area, of course, and so he joins the announce team. Speaking of which...
I was just happy he wasn't in the Rumble.
Yeah, I know. We kind of thought he would be.
He came out, I'm like, oh, thank God they didn't waste the spot on Booker T.
Right.
Don't you think they should not announce all of these entrants like they did with the men?
And then they weren't in there anyway?
Yeah, like Otis and Tucker weren't. I think they got replaced by the OC. I don't know if the OC was originally in there or not. Of course,
they gave a storyline reason to why Rusev and Lashley wasn't in there, but everybody else that they announced, they just ignored the fact that they weren't in at all.
Because
it was only down to they only had 3 open spots.
Yeah,
there were at least like 6 or 7 surprises in that Rumble.
Yeah, they should never announce that many ever again. They should keep it like the women only had 7 announced ones. Great, do that with the men. Just have.
I think in max you should announce 15.
Yeah, you have your top stars.
I say do half and let half be. Yeah, leave people guessing on the last half.
Yeah. So the men's Royal Rumble match, we kick off obviously Brock Lesnar's number 1. We all have known that for weeks now. Elias number 2 makes sense, so he can do his gimmick.
It's a tale of 2 Rumbles.
Yeah, it was very similar to CM Punk throwing everybody out several years back, but
this one went excruciatingly much longer.
Yeah, and Punk was more entertaining because he would give us a sermon after he threw everybody out.
Amen.
Eric Rowan at 3, so I thought, oh, maybe this will be a little something. Nope, he's gone real quick. Robert Roode at 4 by John Morrison. Was there a bigger waste of anybody at the Rumble than John Morrison?
Riddle maybe.
Yeah, well, there might have been
incredibly wasted.
There might have been a reason why Riddle didn't last long.
Yeah, who knows? It all depends on who you ask.
Business picked up at 6 and 7 with Kofi Kingston and Rey Mysterio. The place woke up big time when they started getting the upper hand. And then
Big E.
And then Big E at 8. Yeah, I was like, no way. Corey's hyping up Big E on the microphone on SmackDown over the past month. Like, no way, it's not going to be Big E, is it? Nope, it wasn't.
It would have been cool to see the 3 of them get rid of him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like...
I liked what they did, though, in the end.
Look, I do. I like what they did in the end, but I'm just saying, for what they did to Kofi in October...
Yeah,
it would have been nice justification to have Kofi be a part of it. They got rid of his ass.
I said it on the podcast. I named Kofi as a potential guy to eliminate Lesnar to avenge that 9-second loss.
We didn't have our annual Kofi non-get eliminated athletic thing.
No.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, I thought for sure we were gonna get cool shit from him and Morrison this year.
Yeah.
And thanks to Brock, we didn't get shit.
All we got was Naomi.
Which was I loved Naomi.
That bridge, that bridge
But,
with the whatever you call that thing on top of the desk, that was cool.
Yeah, it was great. But I still wanted something from Morrison or Kofi, and especially since they were both in the Rumble, I thought the two of them together could have gotten something.
They're like
really cool.
They both land on their hands and they're fighting with their feet in the air. Where are we? Number 9, Cesaro. Yeah, thanks for coming. Shelton Benjamin at number 10. Those guys wrestled at the University of Minnesota. Nice little hug. And and Shelton's like, let's work together. Brock's like, okay, psych. There goes Shinsuke Nakamura at number 11. He's your Intercontinental Champion. If you thought that meant something, no. Big surprise at number 12, Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP. And apparently he's
so happy to see MVP.
He's apparently signed with the WWE because he wrestled on Raw too. So
I've not heard that.
Oh, hopefully.
I think it was just a temporary thing.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
I think if he was really signed, he would have won on Monday.
Oh boy, the roof blew off for number 13, Keith Lee, your new NXT North American champion. Keith Lee standing toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar. I saw dollar signs. I'm sure Vince did too. Then Braun Strowman at 14 with Keith Lee still in the ring. So you have some beef in the ring there.
This honestly annoyed the shit out of me.
Why?
Because they made Keith Lee and Braun Strowman both look like fucking morons.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you... I mean, come on now. That was obvious. When you seen them fucking with each other, you know Brock was going to eliminate them both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you knew what
it was just like, man, you guys are fucking dumb.
And
that's the kind of booking that WWE does, and they did this a lot over the 48 hours, and it just really irked me from a logic standpoint.
Yeah.
Because logically, if you're using your brain, this stuff shouldn't happen. And it does, and they just expect you to accept it because, well, it's WWE, it's entertainment. Well, I want my entertainment to be logical and make sense.
Yeah, at least be like a little realistic or something.
Yeah.
That part really bugged me.
So
to me, it kind of it's because they both got hype. Sorry about that, JB, but they both got hype. You got Brock big ass, Keith Lee big ass, and then Braun big ass. Let that shit last for a little bit. Bring some jobs. Fill the ring up a little bit. Fuck.
Yeah. Strowman eliminating Lee and Lesnar eliminating Lee and Strowman turned into 13 eliminations, which ties Strowman's record from the Greatest Royal Rumble match. So I guess as I said, we're using Greatest Royal Rumble as even though that had 50 men. That is the record held by Strowman and Lesnar now at 13. Ricochet at 15 survived for Drew McIntyre to come out at 16. And Ricochet with a kick to the dick, allowing Drew McIntyre to Claymore kick Lesnar out of the ring. The pop was tremendous. And how did that pop feel in the crowd there, Daryl?
Loud as fuck.
Matt, you for us watching it on TV, that was a well-executed Claymore kick to knock Lesnar out of the ring, wasn't it?
Right in the forehead.
It was great. It was really well done. Ricochet got his revenge for Monday. Everything was perfect.
I was so worried that Lesnar was going to come up then and eliminate Drew, but it never happened. I was so fucking worried, but he just stumbled off, with Paul. So Miz at 17, followed by AJ Styles at 18, Dolph Ziggler at 19, Carl Anderson at 20, Hot Carl, and then at number 21. If you thought the pop for the Claymore kick was huge, number 21, You Think You Know Me, and holy fuck. What a
This
moment.
day,
What a
I see
moment.
clearly.
9 years removed from
Everything
retirement.
has come to light.
How did that feel in the crowd, Daryl?
I still can't hear.
It was that damn good.
Oh
And
my!
and Matt, you know my cousin is
No, I
always
know
with
him.
me. He's the
I know
biggest
him.
Edge fan, and he went off. Like he thought he was. But you remember how like when he shows Michael Jackson HBO specials, and the little girl sitting there crying. I swear I saw a tear come out of his eye just like that.
With a tear in my eye.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a.
I will not fault any wrestling fan who cried when Edge came back.
No, not at all.
Especially when you saw the look on his face in the aisle. If you didn't get emotional, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, you got no feelings, or you have no love for pro wrestling if you didn't get emotional seeing Edge. And God damn, is he in shape? Man, he's in probably the best.
He said on Raw the best shape of his life at 46, and I don't think he's lying.
Yeah, because when
I think that's the best he ever looked.
When he returned,
he has abs now.
Yeah, when he returned, surprise return to the Rumble in 2010 from injury, he was probably in the worst shape just because he'd been sitting for so long. Here he'd been sitting, but not because of injury. He'd been working his ass off, and it shows. And of course, news that broke earlier today: Edge has signed a 3-year deal with WWE. You're not going to see him every week. It's going to be a special type.
I hear it's like a Brock Lesnar type of deal.
Yeah. But Jesus Christ, what a moment! What a moment that Kevin Dunn fucking ruined because we missed the spear on Ziggler.
On that day,
I think we can't go without saying the fact that there were actually discussions between Edge and AEW.
Yeah.
And just imagine what would have happened if that would have happened.
From my sources, he was damn near there.
Hmm.
I'm gonna leave it at that. He was damn near there.
I bet you that's what I speculated to my friends that probably happened. I was just like, I bet you WWE caught wind that Edge was negotiating with AEW, and they backed the Brinks truck up to his house, and that's how he went back there.
What do you think it was because WWE was not going to put him in the ring, and so Edge is like, well, I'm cleared, so I'm going to go over here. You think that was the start of it?
Probably, because I think that's probably pretty similar to what happened with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what details do you have, D?
All I know is he had one foot in the door at AEW.
God, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, and it would have been, from what my understanding, it would have been a 2-contract deal similar to what Christopher Daniels has. Pretty much trainer and talent.
Yeah, I bet you one of his own deciding factors for going to
Beth.
We're staying with WWE. We're probably Beth in the fact that he can be Edge.
Yeah.
As far as I know, he wouldn't have been able to be Edge in AEW.
Oh, he would have been Adam.
Yeah, Adam Copeland.
I think a lot of it is the fact
the name they would have made up for him.
I think a lot of it's also the fact that it's who got him his break and longevity, a long career. It was cut short, but still a lengthy career. So I think a lot of it's still, there's still loyalty in pro wrestling sometimes. So have they seriously made Su Yung the new Alley character basically now?
Pretty much.
That's what I'm seeing here. So Edge took everybody to Spear City, not Sioux Falls City, but Spear City. And next to 22, King Corbin. Number 23, bro, backstage heat, bro. As Matt Riddle was in and out very quickly. Luke Gallows came in at number 24. Unfortunately, they're supposed to do a little something with, I think, Randy Orton and the OC, but unfortunately, AJ Styles separated his shoulder taking a spear in the Royal Rumble. Had to be eliminated early, and so that kind of just left the OC standing there for a little while. So then they had to figure out a way to get those guys, what to do with those guys. So, hey, I think having a Rated RKO come back together was a good idea to take on the OC, huh? As Randy Orton at number 25. How cool was it to see Randy and Edge work together again?
Randy said, "Hey, you got abs now."
Big Dog at 26, followed by Kevin Owens at 27, Aleister Black 28, Joe at 29, and Rollins at 30. See, that's the thing of why my gripe of having so many people announced for the match. It's like, oh, okay, we're here at number 28. I know Aleister Black, Samoa Joe, and Seth Rollins have yet to be in the match, so there's no more surprises, you know.
Pretty much.
Final four came down to Drew McIntyre, Edge, Randy Orton, and Roman Reigns. And Edge turned on Randy because, hey, he did it before Randy could do it to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Reigns and McIntyre, and I bet most of that baseball stadium and most of the world thought Reigns was winning it, huh?
I sure as fuck did.
But McIntyre with a Claymore kick and tossing Roman over the top rope. Hey, I predicted the Royal Rumble winner, my boy Drew McIntyre, and hell of a match. One of the better Royal Rumble matches, I think. Overall, told some great stories. I even liked the Lesnar stuff, even though I think they should have had other people take some of those jobber spots. I still enjoyed it. It had some great moments. Kofi and Ray, for example, Keith Lee. There were some great moments in there, but wasting John Morrison was one that really stuck out to me. But overall, I thought it was a great Royal Rumble match, and overall, good pay-per-view. What did you guys think?
It was great. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah. Woo. So now we're at the Raw after Rumble, down the road in San Antonio, I believe. Yep, San Antonio. Drew McIntyre comes out, soaking in the cheers. Of course, the old overused "you deserve it" cheers coming out. And it was a pretty good speech by McIntyre. And McIntyre felt like he wanted to Claymore kick some more people, so he issued an open challenge, which the OC answered. So we had a 2-on-1 handicap match there that didn't last too long.
Hope they're enjoying those new 5-year deals.
Yeah, so, especially with AJ out, who knows how long.
You good brothers could have been in AEW. I'm just saying.
Rey Mysterio took on MVP here. 10-minute match with Rey getting the win there. Good to see MVP hopefully back. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Aleister Black took on another jobber. He says now he's not looking for someone to pick a fight with him. He's going to pick the fight himself, which led me to believe he's going to feud with Andrade for the U.S. title. Probably still will happen. Just won't be able to get the feud started for a month. I think Aleister Black wins the U.S. title at Mania. What do you think?
I can see that.
I'm alright with that.
I
heard there was actually talk of him winning the Rumble.
I could have seen that too with as well as they've pushed him as of late.
Yep.
Rollins and Murphy in the ring, Joe and Owens on the stage, and KO and Joe were saying, oh yeah, we have this tag title match with you, and AOP is going to come out of nowhere. And then they showed AOP in Seth's dressing room, and KO's like, oh, thanks for letting us know where they're at. And Viking Raiders beat them up. I'm all for a Viking Raiders AOP feud without the titles on the line.
I would prefer
that. The Raw Tag Team Championships were on the line. Unfortunately, Joe knocked himself silly and was taken out of the match. I have not heard an update on Joe yet. Matt, have you?
I've heard rumors of a concussion, but I don't have that confirmed.
The way he came in head first there, whew, that was scary.
Could have been worse.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, he's lucky he didn't break his neck or something. That's why I don't like those damn dives, man. I don't like those damn dives. No matter how good you do them, you can fuck up and something like that can happen.
And they're done
I wish
as
people would really scale back on doing those.
and they're done as much today as the Canadian Destroyer. So
Look, in hindsight, it worked out better for the match because it didn't hurt KO to lose a handicap match.
no, yeah, you're right.
But still it sucks.
So still your champions, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. And then we decide to go right into a back-to-back title match with Andrade and Humberto, as we mentioned earlier. All for Humberto to get the Hammerlock DDT onto the concrete to knock Andrade out.
That looked stiff as fuck.
Yeah, that was a good-looking...
Yeah, it did.
Becky Lynch wearing interviewed by Charlie Caruso wearing a goat jacket. Shane is coming next week.
Come on, baby.
I don't know if it's next week. They got 2 months to build it.
True.
They got 2 pay-per-views to build it. Don't be surprised if her ass is in a chamber.
That's a great point.
I just want a surprise attack from Baszler on the Lynch.
On the Lynch.
On the Lynch.
The Lynch.
Finally, the Lynch has come back.
We'll hear from Charlotte Flair, who's going to tell us who she's going to face in the 2020 Raw in WrestleMania. Nope, she lied. But we're telling you now it's going to be NXT champion Rhea Ripley.
Well, we think.
Well,
she could very easily go find a tag partner and challenge the Kabuki Warriors at WrestleMania.
She might be challenging the Kabuki Warriors at the next pay-per-view, though. Asuka, Kairi Sane come out. We have a pretty damn good match between Charlotte Flair and Asuka that ended in DQ thanks to Kairi Sane saving Asuka. But then, Kairi Sane got beat up after that. The Street Profits have an awkward segment with Kelly Kelly. Awkward.
Hello.
Mojo Rawley comes out for...
that segment was not good.
That was awkward.
And I like all three of those people.
It was awkward as fuck.
That segment was not good.
No, it would have been good if Kelly Kelly wasn't there, period.
Yeah.
You gotta hate on K2, pal.
No, I'm not hating on her. It just was awkward because she popped out. Let the Profits do their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of the Profit segments aren't absolute gold mines either. I don't think this one was going to be good with or without Kelly.
Listen, Tez is my spirit animal. Anything he does is gold because anything I do is gold.
I do like Dawkins' nicknames.
The ego on our co-host.
Yes.
I like the Doc Vader. Mojo Rawley comes out to defend the 24/7 title, and he's got himself a new cohort. Riddick Moss from NXT, who's done nothing on NXT,
AKA Slapdick Jones.
He tagged with Tino Sabatelli, and they lost about all their matches. So it's kind of an odd call. But Vince is like, he's got muscles. Call him up.
You guys can talk about this. I'm gonna sit here and drink my water until you're done. Fuck Mojo.
And how bad is it?
Jojo.
How bad is it for No Way Jose when he gets jobbed in 20 seconds to Mojo Rawley? How bad is it?
Why to watch an Impact pay-per-view during WrestleMania weekend?
Yeah. Disguised as one of the Conga Line members, R-Truth, so he won the title for like the 38th time, but then Mojo won it back. Liv Morgan beat Lana very quickly. Eric Rowan.
I liked it.
She had some good moves in there. Liv did.
I actually am as much as Matt loves Mandy Rose. I think my equivalent in WWE is Liv Morgan.
Mine's Peyton Royce.
See, look. I'm one of those guys. Look, there's a lot of people on the internet that once their minds are made up about somebody, they won't fucking change them because they're too fucking stubborn. But I've gone on record on the show, and JB will back me up on this.
Well, I've said the same thing.
Yeah, I was not a fan of Liv Morgan when they brought her up to the main roster. I didn't think she was ready. I didn't think she was good in the ring. I just didn't think, anything about it worked. But she worked, and she ended up working her ass off and getting better and better and better. And she's gotten to the point where she's pretty damn good in the ring, and she actually carried Lana to a fine match on Monday night, which is no easy feat to do.
Well, it only went
Black Cat too.
It only went 2 minutes, but yeah, it looked like she was dressed as a storm. Looked like Lana was dressed as Captain Marvel, and it looked like Liv was dressed as like Storm from X-Men.
I think more and more Catwoman or Black Cat. Like
she was Black Cat.
Catwoman never was blonde. She never blind either, but.
If you couldn't tell, she had the strap on her thigh.
But I said this on the tail end.
I love her new gear.
I saw that
when she had that gear with Rusev, and everybody's like, "Oh, look at Liv's new gear." I'm like, "It ain't new gear. It's the same shit she had. She just rebranded Keller it."
Yeah.
So, but she got new gear for the Rumble, and she had that gear for Raw. I think the gear is an improvement because it gives her a new look comparable to what she used to have. And like I said, dude, like 2 minutes or not. Look, we've not seen Lana have a lot of good matches in the company.
No.
So the fact that Liv was able to get, a solid 2-minute match out of her and debut, in my opinion, a pretty cool looking new finisher. I thought it was good.
Yeah,
unlike Mojo, I don't want to just skim over this. I want to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, I said on the tail end of the run with the Riot Squad that Liv had been getting improved in the ring.
Yeah, so. We both were. I admitted when I was wrong. Well, and technically I wasn't wrong because when she came up, she wasn't ready and she wasn't good. But she's good now, and she's busted her ass to get good, and people should, respect and tip their cap to good old Liv Morgan.
I saw a lot of good praise on Twitter regarding Liv after that match on Monday. So I did. So I am seeing it. So it's there.
Good. Glad to hear it. I was staying off the media that is social.
Yeah. Eric Rowan.
So
this Eric Rowan thing needs to end as much as Rusev and Lana and Bobby Lashley.
Man, if you don't get that pit bull out the goddamn cage and just let it be. Shit.
It's probably a dildo.
It's a Harlem sewer rat.
It's a big black dildo.
Wait a minute.
Edge comes out. Very emotional. Said that as a performer, an athlete, an artist, he said wrestlers are all those things, and the reaction that he got at the Royal Rumble and the reaction he got just now, you have no idea what it means to him. He says, this is why we do this, so thank you. And fans chanted, you deserve it. And Edge goes, you're damn right I do. Edge says, let's address the elephant in the room. How is he standing here? 9 years he was medically disqualified from ever doing this again, but he refused to live in a world of what ifs. He said that the second he asked what if, he gets to work on making that what if disappear. He said over the years he started to feel pretty good and asked himself what if. And he got to work, and he's glad he's home now with the WWE. He got a second neck surgery, busted his ass. He's in the best shape of his life at 46 years old. And now he can end his career on his terms. Edge talked about the Royal Rumble. He saw some familiar names and some new ones, listing off a bunch of names like Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins. Edge says he doesn't know how long this is going to last, but hopes that all the fans join him on this ride, which led to the yes chant, and Edge thanked Daniel Bryan for his first yes chant. And I say, give me an Edge Daniel Bryan match now, please. I was hoping he would say, after he thanked Daniel Bryan for his first yes chant, he goes, now maybe we should have a match, because the crowd probably would have went nuts for that. But in due time. Edge says he knows he's a little older, a little bit grayer, but it's the roadmap that got him here. And he's got one thing, and you can't fake it. He has one thing that when you look somebody dead in the eye, he goes, I have grit. Edge says if you knock him down, then he gets interrupted. Hey, Randy Orton. Randy Orton comes to the ring, hugs Edge. Edge says that it's no secret that he has a self-destructive personality, especially when he was younger. And said when he dug himself in holes he couldn't pull him out of, one guy was there to pull him out of those holes, and it was Edge. Orton says, welcome home. Says Edge is like family to him, like a brother. He says that feeling, that chemistry in the Royal Rumble, that was special. And Orton says, you're talking about what ifs? What if Rated RKO got back together one more time. And the crowd goes nuts at that. Before Edge could say anything, oh, there's an RKO out of nowhere. And then there's a chair. And it hits Edge in the back of the neck with it. And then sets the chair up for a concerto. And the crowd chants asshole. You got to earn the asshole chant these days. And Orton earned it. What'd you guys think at the end of Raw?
Nice little setup for a Mania match.
Yeah, that was something else. Very scary putting his neck in that chair, and I'm like, oh, don't do that. And he's like, oh, I got a better idea. Let's do a concerto.
Makes sense.
Raw overrun. First time it's overrun in a while. Ended at 11:06.
Since the wedding.
Yeah. Oh, did the wedding go over?
Yeah. They had a big overrun for the wedding.
So yeah, pretty average Raw that ended it with a bang, I would say. It was a lot of short matches, but very good ending there to set us up for WrestleMania. Cover some headlines. A scary moment last week for Asuka. She was in Vegas at a mall when shooting broke out. Thankfully, she was not harmed or anything in that. I believe 3 people were injured there over an argument at a mall. Asuka had put on Twitter there. She's fine. If you care about the Corey Graves After the Bell podcast, which Matt says gets less listens than Lost in the Midcard. Dolph Ziggler and R-Truth are on this week.
Prove me that I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's true. This is true. Matt, you're not lying.
And I know I'm not.
WWE
People get their fill out of hearing him weekly on TV. They don't want to hear him. They don't want to hear him on a damn podcast.
WWE launched their official Twitch channel. Now, hopefully, they don't get banned for having things.
They should.
Don't have RVD on there. Hey, I wonder if has Impact got their Twitch channel back?
I think they'd have.
Did they? Von Erich, there's going to be Deadline is reporting that a feature film on the Von Erich family is in development. So that's definitely a crazy story in the world of professional wrestling. So that'll be a cool one to watch once that gets done. It was announced on TrishStratus.com that Trish is going to receive the Lou Thez Award, honored at the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame. She'll join the 2020 class and be the recipient of the Lou Thez Award that recognizes those in the professional industry who have used their skills in the realm of public service. She is the first female to receive the Lou Thez Award. Past recipients include Edge, Booker T, Jim Ross, J.J. Dillon. And so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool thing there for Trish. Fuck Joe Koff news. PJ Black signs a new deal with Ring of Honor. I'm just going to call it Fuck Joe Koff news anytime anything Ring of Honor comes up.
Pretty much.
Of course, you know PJ Black from his days with the WWE is Justin Gabriel with the Nexus and all that. Good wrestler. Matt, are you looking to sign with the WWE?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, they're looking for a road manager. You can apply.
They can have fun with that.
Oh man. Let's see here. Talent operations road manager is responsible for managing the day-to-day relations with WWE talent and work closely with the talent relations department. Yeah. So you're working for a bunch of assholes, basically, right?
Yeah, that sounds so great.
Yeah, like Mark Carrano comes off like a douchebag on was it Divas? Was he on? Yeah.
Total Divas.
Divas. Yeah. Like, yeah, I'd really want to work with him in real life.
I'd definitely rather not.
Only if they pay me $1 million. One of the great X Division wrestlers, Amazing Red, is also returning to Ring of Honor. He'll be wrestling at Supercard of Honor in Lakeland, Florida over WrestleMania weekend. 90 stars have now been added to WrestleCon for 2020. Some of the highlights, of course, AEW champion Chris Jericho, Will Ospreay, Sandman, Trish Stratus, the Great Muta, Jake the Snake Roberts, Orange Cassidy, Lita, James Ellsworth, Mike Tyson. Wouldn't that be an interesting meet and greet, Matt?
That would be something else.
Pete Rose, who should now be in the Hall of Fame after the Astros. What happened to the Astros? Yeah. Ted DiBiase, A.R. Arn Anderson, Road Warrior Animal, Magnum TA, one of the old veteran wrestlers from the 80s and the WCW days. There you go. You can go meet Kelly Kelly at WrestleCon. Oh my God, Alicia Atout.
I'm good.
You can pay money to meet Alicia Atout.
I'm good.
NWA World Champion Nick Aldis, Taya Valkyrie, Francine from the ECW days, DDP's there as well, Gail Kim, Tully Blanchard, Sam Guevara also recently just announced. Sorry, Daryl, but no, I don't see Akira Hogan for WrestleCon. So.
God damn it.
Ring of Honor is looking to continue to add to their roster because they really need to. Australian star Adam Brooks is likely heading to Ring of Honor, it appears. He had a good match with Will Ospreay and PWG, if you want to check that out to see who he is. Some ratings backstage. CM Punk, Becky Lynch, they got a little bump there. We saw about 111,000 viewers. AEW versus NXT, a taped version of AEW beat NXT Live. That's kind of scary. Friday Night SmackDown dipped in numbers heading into the Royal Rumble. That's also not a good sign. And for Raw, Edge's with the promise of Edge's promo at the end of the show, did not quite keep the audience. It had a better hour 3 than the week before, but the overall numbers really did not do much compared to the crappy go-home show that Raw had the week before.
Crap.
Which I'm surprised. I figured Raw would get a real boom in the rating after the Rumble, especially with Drew winning and Edge coming back, but wasn't meant to be. If you're a fan of James Corden's Carpool Karaoke, there'll be some WWE stars featured in Season 3, including Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, Maurice, and The Miz. 5 days ago, Rich Swann from Impact Wrestling underwent ankle surgery that he suffered in San Antonio several weeks ago. Of course, it forced him out of the Hard to Kill pay-per-view event where Willie Mack had to go it alone. No word on the time frame, though, of how long Swann will be out of action. Brian Cage, unfortunate timing as he's a free agent right now, but he needs surgery on a torn bicep, and so he's going to be out for several months right now at this point as well. So some bad timing for Cage. As I heard AEW was looking at him. Did you guys hear that too?
I still hear he's signed with AEW.
Oh.
Yeah,
well, that's good. If he's signed, then that's good because that'd have been horrible.
They're just going to keep it quiet until he's back and ready to go.
Because that would have been horrible.
I've been told he's signed.
That would have been horrible to have that kind of an injury right before you sign a contract. So, CM Punk's horror movie, The Girl on the Third Floor, is going to debut on Netflix this weekend, February 1st. So, if you want to check out the filmmaking work of CM Punk, that'll be there on Netflix. And Just going through some of the news here. Matt, did you get your 5,000 VC locker code for WWE 2K20?
No.
They gave away 5,000 VC to celebrate the Rumble weekend. I just saw that.
I hope they didn't hurt themselves.
Yeah. I didn't even buy the game this year. Is it still a big steaming pile of shit?
I played the story mode, and that was about all I did with it. I really enjoyed the story. I thought it was really well done. But other than that, the rest of the game was so broken, I was just like, I just don't even care enough to really do anything with it. Like I said, I enjoyed the story. I thought it was great. Rest of the game just was not good enough for me to care.
Alexander Wolf took to Twitter the other day to give us an update. He says he's fine. Wish he could have finished the match, but thanks to Drake Wirtz and the WWE medical staff for taking care of him. He said it's his own fault because what's one of the number one rules in pro wrestling? Keep your chin up, or tuck it when you're getting suplexed. But in that specific type of deal, keep your chin up because unfortunately you get knocked the fuck out. Jan Mark Briscoe announced on social media that they have also re-signed with Ring of Honor.
They ain't ever going nowhere.
No.
Nope.
Them boys.
We ain't going nowhere.
I think it'd be cool to see him in
Fuck Joe Koff
for life. Fuck Joe Koff.
Reign of Honor for life.
Fuck Joe Koff for life.
Yes, there it is.
If you notice a little something different during the Royal Rumble, it's because WWE management has decided to pull Vic Joseph off the Monday Night Raw brand and replace him with Tom Phillips.
And Byron Saxton.
And as you saw on Monday Night Raw, Byron Saxton joined as well. I like Byron. He's really
like Byron too.
He really is turned into a great color commentator. So
I just wish, honestly, I wish it was just Byron and Phillips and they get rid of Lawler.
Yeah, Lawler has said publicly he hates commentating.
Then just go away, Jerry.
Go home, ho.
Yeah, but he's taking those paychecks from Vince, so.
Yeah,
I mean, I would too.
But he said
I'm sure he could get those same paychecks just sitting at fucking home.
Yeah, he said it publicly, or maybe on his podcast. He said he just hates he hates color commentary, but.
Hell,
I hate that.
Well, Lawler, if it makes you feel any better, we hate hearing you on color commentary.
I like Vic Joseph. It's kind of sad that they pulled the plug on him.
I like Vic Joseph too. I didn't have any issue with him. I don't know why they made the move, but I mean, I like Todd Phillips too. So
yeah. So do I.
I don't really feel like he did wrong either way.
You could tell Tom's voice was starting to tap out on him. I mean, after doing Worlds Collide, the Rumble, and it was getting a little rough for him on Raw.
Man, they should have had Morrow.
Yeah.
You could have gave me Morrow.
Morrow had a Bellator fight that night, didn't he? On Saturday.
I thought it was a Showtime boxing event or something along those lines.
Danny Garcia was fighting Friday, Saturday night. That's correct.
Yeah.
Does he do Bellator, Morrow? No.
He used to. I don't think he does anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we all know that Edge has already returned as an active wrestler.
On this day.
Camera crews were filming Edge from the second he landed in Houston. So probably following him all the way to Raw for a future documentary, probably a WWE 24 or a if that's that short of a time.
Probably a Chronicle.
Yeah, probably a Chronicle. By the way, John Morrison Chronicle, very good. Check it out if you can.
Yeah, I liked it too.
New Edge shirt out already. I like it. Some names backstage at the Rumble included Undertaker, Kane, Big Show, Xavier Woods, Rhea Ripley, Ruby Riott, Ember Moon, and Nia Jax.
And Daryl.
Santina Morella's
Daryl. Really?
Santina Morella's appearance was a one-time thing. Thank God.
Praise Jesus.
Sasha Banks was listed internally to be a Rumble competitor, but it went to Kelly Kelly instead, as Sasha's dealing with some injuries.
Yeah, she's still not cleared. Rumor is it's an ankle injury of some sort.
There's talk that Miz and Morrison are going to revive their Dirt Sheet segment.
Good.
Adrian Peterson was backstage at the pay-per-view.
He was actually front row behind the commentator's booth with his son and his wife.
WWE is going to be in Saudi Arabia February 27th for Super Showdown.
Can't wait not to watch that.
Yeah.
All right. I'd rather watch paint dry and a microwave going to explode.
WWE Network is soon going to debut a new series called Ruthless Aggression, focusing on that era of the WWE's history. AJ Styles suffered an injury during the Royal Rumble match, awkwardly landing on his left shoulder, taking a spear from Edge. As I mentioned, I think all this we said earlier, that Styles, his elimination was not planned, and he's undergoing tests to determine the severity of the injury. And the OC is like, come back now! Some reaction from WWE superstars to Edge's return. Probably one of the best ones was from Dash Wilder. Without Edge, there's no me. He gave me his time when he didn't have to. He gave me advice when he didn't have to. He gave me a friend when he didn't have to. He gave me a place to live when he didn't have to. I owe him everything. Tonight made me happy. I didn't even know that about Dash and Edge, so that was pretty cool to see. So, word on AJ Styles, as we said, shoulder separation. Sasha Banks is cannot. It says PW Insider has not confirmed the nature of the injury, but word is it might be an ankle injury.
Yeah, so I heard the same.
Is Bully Ray in Ring of Honor still?
As far as I know, he is, but he's going to be on the bump tomorrow morning.
That's my next bit of news. Bubba,
He gets to do what the fuck he wants to do. He's a Hall of Famer.
Go to
bump.
Come to AEW then. And some sweet photos of Bianca Belair and Naomi.
Black Magic.
Yeah, they couldn't get away with that name.
Yes.
Well, they can get away with the Kabuki Warriors, so why not?
Pretty much.
Here's a name I haven't heard of.
Shay.
Here's a name I haven't heard of in forever. Van Hammer.
That's a
Yeah,
name
let's
I don't
keep it
want to
that
hear
way.
about anymore. Yes.
Arrested for DUI after striking a 5-year-old boy.
Piece of fucking shit.
Next.
And he has since been pulled from WrestleCon. Nice job, Van Hammer.
Next.
Drew McIntyre posted on Twitter after winning the Royal Rumble, the outpour of support since last night has been overwhelming. Fans, peers, family, friends, thank you. I promise to get back to everyone when I can. If this is a dream, do me a favor. Don't wake me up. Hashtag I'm going to WrestleMania. Great tweet from Beth Phoenix. Showed a picture of both her and Edge in the Rumble. Hey, Mr. Adam. Or, hey, Adam. I got a sitter for Sunday. What do you want to do for date night?
I love it.
Oh, man. I want to see a little more of Beth in the ring. Maybe somebody pick a fight with her in NXT, huh? Maybe. As I mentioned, Dolph Ziggler publicly ran down Kevin Dunn. Didn't say his name, but who cuts away from an official in-ring return while two opponents are running towards each other? And people make mistakes. We all do. I've made tons. That being said, a very special moment was missed. Anyone got cell phone footage? Well, thankfully, really quick, WWE put that video out. The Rock even showing support for Drew McIntyre. Very happy about this. I'm a big fan of Drew McIntyre. So good to see The Rock giving some support to Drew. WWE announced yesterday, WWE announced its WrestleMania access details that include a Fast Pass ticket for front-of-the-line access and autograph photos and all that fun stuff.
I wonder whose allowance that's going to pay for. Who's going to save their allowance for that bullshit?
Yeah, well, you almost have to have a Fast Pass nowadays. I would if fuck.
If you're trying to meet who you want to meet, yeah.
Yeah, after sitting in line for an hour and a half for Heyman and get replaced by Darren Young and Zack Ryder.
I've heard this story so many times. My God.
You're going to hear it again. There are going to be 5 days of access starting on Thursday, April 2nd, going to Monday, April 6th. Have they done access on Mondays before?
Hold up, they're doing it. I want to say they did it last year. I want to say they did it recently. I want to say like SummerSlam and Survivor Series. They just started that.
General admission tickets $55. Platinum tickets $125. Platinum Plus tickets $190. Fast Pass is $350. Oh. Negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck Jokoff. Big match set for Supercard of Honor as Switchblade Jay White is going to take on Marty Scurll over WrestleMania weekend. Marty Scurll, he's kind of showing up everywhere now. He made an appearance at New Japan's show in Durham. That's where he made the challenge. As we've already mentioned, Andrade suspended 30 days for a wellness policy violation. Here's a cool signing. NWA announced today that they have signed Sean Mooney, legendary announcer, to you'll see his first appearance on Power, which I'm going to watch after we get done recording. Well, actually, I'll probably watch WWE Backstage, and then I'll watch Power. But, man, Sean Mooney, that guy's a legend, isn't he?
He's something.
I loved his appearances on Edge and Christian's show on Network. Now that Edge is officially back and Christian's on Backstage, can we get season 3 of the show that totally reeks of awesomeness?
Probably not.
Little info on Ring of Honor's free enterprise show and also streaming info. Ring of Honor says fans can get deep discounts on ROH merchandise outside of the UMBC Event Center before the doors open. So you guys check out the merch table. You might.
Fuck good.
I'll get me some Marty merch then.
No, I'll get you a Fuck Jokoff t-shirt.
Oh!
The damn day.
Okay! A special bonus for Honor Club members, all 5 of them. They will have...
JB, that might have been your best joke ever.
Yeah, that was right on time.
They will have access to enter the arena early and have an exclusive meet and greet with Matt Taven and the Briscoes. So if you're an Honor Club member, you get exclusive meet and greets with both of those, or with all 3 of those guys.
Do you hear the excitement in Daryl's voice over there?
I was going to honestly say, if you subscribe to Lost in the Midcard, you get a free meet and greet with me and Matt Black and a Fuck Jokoff t-shirt on the house.
There you go. Follow. Give us a listen and give us a message if you want to meet and greet with LITMC at Free Enterprise. Meet and greets will take place between 1 and 3 o'clock Eastern. Villain Enterprises, $60, but hey, you get to meet 4 people, so...
3 for the price of 60.
4.
Sorry.
Yeah,
4.
Marty, PCO, Brody, and Flip. The Allure, Angelina Love and Mandy Leone for $40. And ROH Tag Team Champions Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham also $40. So those are the meet and greets for a Free Enterprise.
You get to meet Matt Black for a bucket of chicken.
For some chicken friends.
Some chicken friends, yes.
I would accept that as payment.
Yeah.
PW Insider has been told that Charlotte Flair is set to be in Orlando for tonight's edition of NXT. There you go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Speaking of which, see if there's any breaking news check. Nope, just Impact results that we just watched.
Kiera Hogan.
Dat booty.
Ciao.
And the final bit of information for the headlines in regards to the stories that Brock Lesnar and Matt Riddle had a run-in at the Rumble backstage. Lesnar made it clear to Riddle he'll never work with him, so he should knock it off. And so that was the stuff there between those two. Sheamus is going to be the honorary pace car driver for the Daytona 500. That's going to take place here coming up soon, February 16th. And that's going to do it for headlines. So something we didn't do was the male stats for the Royal Rumble. Your Iron Man was none other than Drew McIntyre, 34 minutes. Your least amount of time, Eric Rowan, 8 seconds. John Morrison, 9 seconds. Shinsuke Nakamura, 20. Cesaro, 18. MVP, 24. Miz, 30. Shelton Benjamin, 37. Robert Roode, 41. Matt Riddle, 41. Big E, 53. Elias, 1 minute. I've never seen so many Royal Rumble entrants that lasted under a minute.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 of the 30 superstars lasted under 5 minutes.
That's the Brock effect.
Yep. Brock was the second longest in the Rumble at 26 minutes, 24 seconds. Edge, the third longest at 23:43. Then Roman Reigns at 16 minutes. Randy Orton at 14 and a half. Dolph Ziggler at 12. So only 6 men lasted over 10 minutes in the Rumble. Outside of Brock Lesnar's 13, Drew McIntyre had the second most eliminations with 6. Seth Rollins and Edge each had 3. Roman Reigns, the only other one to have multiple eliminations with 2. So that's it. That's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. Make sure to search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. And you can also subscribe to us on the YouTube. Go to our links on our social media, facebook.com/LostTheMidcard, Twitter at LITMC Podcast. You can follow Daryl on the Twitter at NoOneLikeD. You can follow Matt on the Twitter at Raw of Showtime. You can follow myself, JB, on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into that sunset, Daryl, what are your final thoughts?
Fuck Joe Koff.
Any other final thoughts?
No, just fuck Joe Koff.
Okay. Any last parting words from your time in Houston?
Shock the system and fuck Joe Koff.
Okay. Matt, what are your final thoughts? Yeah. Yeah!
Shit. I hope AEW is really good tomorrow night.
Yeah! I don't know. Not really any mind-blowing matches set up yet, but...
Doesn't have to be mind-blowing matches to be a good show.
Yeah, so... Hoping. Again, it was a big week of pro wrestling. I thought it was a good week of pro wrestling. Hard Times was not into the fire, but it was still a solid show. I do not regret paying the $15 to seeing it on Fight at all. I enjoyed myself watching it. I thought it was... Right Man went over the TV title, even though he's apparently lost the belt already. The World Champion match with Flip was fun. The whole tournament was fun. Looking forward to seeing the Crockett Cup there. Worlds Collide blew me the fuck away. I wasn't even going to watch it live. I'm glad I changed that. I didn't know what I was doing on Saturday, so just so happened I was doing nothing, so I'm glad I watched it live. And the Rumble was one of the better Rumbles. It was a great pay-per-view. There was one thing that I think that was one match that was really a downer. That was Bayley and Lacey. Everything else was pretty damn good, and both Rumble matches were entertaining. And props to WWE for finally looking to make a new star, and Drew McIntyre has deserved that for the work he's put in. So I'm very excited to see the road to WrestleMania. I'm excited for AEW and NXT tomorrow. NXT Charlotte Flair showing up on NXT is going to be excellent. So here we go. Road to WrestleMania. Let's get it going. For Daryl, for Matt, this is JB. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We'll be back at you next week.
Fuck Joe Koff.
Fuck him!